What's going on? I go by the name of DJ Solar.
It's your boy DJ Rick
And always, I got my guy in the chair.
Yo, Sly Cooperstein.
And this is Tap In Radio. Now, we got some real R&B shit going on today.
Yeah.
You feel me? Y'all see them.
Come on now.
Y'all see what they look like.
Come on now.
Excited.
Y'all see the shades.
Come on now.
Like,
Nigga, you know it's R&B when it's shades and leather.
Shade. Hold on.
Fuck you talking about.
Shades, leather, and fur, gold.
You feel me?
Yeah, it's going down.
That's why I threw mine on. You know what I mean? Hold on.
Yeah.
T-shirt, but you have to go put the leather on.
Let's do
You
it.
know,
So, we got the beautiful, the talented, the amazing Summer 04. Let's get it.
Yeah, Summer 04. Let's go.
Hey. So let's get right into it. I see three of y'all. Y'all name is Summer 04. But before we go there, where y'all from?
Hey y'all, it's Mahita. I'm originally from Dallas, and here I live in Queens.
Oh, okay.
Sydney here, born and raised in the Bronx. Hello.
Oh, that's why she was quiet.
My name is Naja, and I'm from Jamaica, Queens.
Hey,
let's get it.
And we are
Summer 04.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. See, I think it felt like my hands was like right in her fucking face when she said, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." I'm gonna try to not be.
What did you say about the Bronx?
Yeah, y'all wild as hell. Y'all wild as hell.
Bronx, the Bronx is the home of struggle and trauma for.
But I see y'all got another member right here on the end. What's your name, big dog?
Excuse me. My name is Carter Gray.
Carter Gray.
Yeah, the manager of Summer 04.
Oh,
Let's go.
the manager. The
Big
manager.
business.
That's the 10% man. All right. So, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Sydney.
Sydney,
Mahita.
Makita,
Naja.
and Naja. Okay, so three different girls, three different backgrounds. How did this come about?
I would say the way that we were all put into the group was different, but about a year ago, our manager was putting an ad out and was looking for, girls, because he had a vision for this group that he wanted to start. He had the Summer 04 image embodied already, and he kind of needed the people for it.
Okay.
We had all reached out and auditioned for the role. There was a whole bunch of people that had did so. I was able to get connected with somebody that knew him, so that was kind of how that came about. And all of us have just been so tight since then. It's been amazing. I don't know.
That's
great.
Important. That's very important, especially like with just groups in general. Like as you can see, there's not a lot of like male groups, female groups, kid groups. Groups is just like over with for whatever reason. I don't know. It could be that, and then how they say like women don't get along. So like how's that working out?
I know it's very cliche to say, but it really is like a sisterhood with these girls. The bond that we have and share, the connection through all the rehearsals and the media training and the shows and recording studio sessions that we do. We just have so much fun together, and we've really gotten to know each other really well throughout the whole artist development stage. So it's just super fun, and to just create art with someone that you love is like just amazing. Who doesn't want that?
Someone you love. That's fire.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fire from the strangers.
Again, that's important.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't push it.
important.
That's real important
Because if you
though.
don't got that L word present and is absent, it's just going to be business, and business could definitely be turmoil when it comes to a lot.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because we've known each other since 9th grade. I was in 9th, he was in 11th.
Yeah,
And then,
sure, that's my man.
What you doing talking to the freshmen?
Because
I'm just curious.
Not for nothing. If you really get to know me, I never met a stranger. I don't care like who you are, where you from. We're gonna talk. We're gonna build. We got common interests. All right, come on, let's go.
And I didn't even meet him dancing. If it was being dancing, he was freestyling by the band room. Like,
Yeah, that's when we was in band and shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all
This
belong over
isn't
here.
about our backs.
You know what I'm saying? So no, it's not. I'm talking about love. So
is
like,
about
I can
Right.
So many groups have been coming along. So many groups have been talking about things, and the main thing that has caused their downfall is the love is absent. So for you guys to talk about that is very important, and I do appreciate hearing that.
Speaking of love being absent, now when you guys first contacted me, it was like summer 04. I'm like, oh, summer 04. They probably met in the summertime. That was cool. And 4 girls. Oh, all right, cool. And then there were 3. So how'd that happen? Who want to answer? Manager, Makita, like who want to answer? Did I say somebody's name wrong?
Mahita. Yes.
I mixed 2 of y'all names. I'm sorry, Mahita. My 4 G's.
See, he makes them 2 of y'all names, so
Right.
Y'all want to take this one?
Yeah. So I guess what I'll say is, We have experienced as a group a lot of changes, and even before I joined the group, there were a lot of different lineups, a lot of different girls, coming in and out through the door. And I think that it's really about the time and, the circumstances that allow people to align with one another. And sometimes that doesn't work for some people, and sometimes it works for others. And I think that, what's important to us is just to continue rolling with the punches and, keep moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll say that right now this is the perfect match.
Right.
These three, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Even though like we had certain members come and go because we were trying to find the right fit. And when we thought it was, certain things happen. But what I can say is any negative or bad seed that wasn't meant for a Summer 04 is out. Not saying that any of the girls were bad, but it's just that, this energy right here is something that you just can't replace.
Oh, there you go. So no Farrahs.
I said that earlier. No miscommunication. BET Awards. None of that going on.
Wait, she's still going to get her bags from somewhere. Anyway, so, oh my God. I just lost my train of thought that fast. Anyway, yeah, it's important to, if you guys have a safe space and you guys are open and honest with each other and you're able to communicate without nobody getting salty and being petty and, just sabotaging things. If it's like this and the core group is tight, just keep it like that.
And something I do want to say too, Summer 04 doesn't necessarily mean the number of members in the group.
Okay, so let's expound on that. How did the name come about?
So me and my guy Mike Genius, shout out to Mike Genius. He's
Shout out Mike
media
Genius.
trainer for Summer 04. He came up with the name. And I piggyback off of him. I'm like, yeah, that name is dope. We was throwing out some names, and that one came out and it stuck. And because we wanted this nostalgic feeling of the R&B girl groups that were in the early 2000s, and when it comes to how the music made you feel, especially like during the summertime and stuff like that. So Summer 04 was just befitting for this because it's around the era. But what we're doing is creating that nostalgic feeling, but it's going to have the current vibes of today's music.
Okay, I like that.
And then as you see how they are dressed, the whole image-wise revolves around 2000.
Got the Aaliyah shirt popping.
Yeah.
Right.
Earrings.
That's
and
hard.
Chain
I like
type
that.
of shades too. Summer 04 was a fire summer.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember it.
I remember it very. All right, let's move on.
Exactly. So, seeing as how you guys are this group, and like you said, it's based on that time frame and everything like that. What are your influences as individuals, as a group, however y'all want to do it?
We have, of course, each of us have our own music taste, even within R&B music. But as a group, for sure, we are very influenced a lot by the late 90s and early 2000s music groups, and just kind of, throughout time, like very timeless groups like En Vogue, Escape, 3LW, Destiny's Child. But like our manager said, everything from other artists, we are also, our own group. So we really want to focus on finding our music, and finding our sound with that nostalgic touch, but like also whatever we bring, and like the kind of music that we listen to currently with current trends. So
who are y'all listening to currently? She about to say Key Glock.
Drew Blank.
First of all, I don't know what you take me for. No. Honestly, who I've been listening to a lot lately, I really like Jasmine Sullivan. Like, I don't know. I like Jessie Reyes, honestly. Jessie Reyes has a lot of
Jessie go hard.
Her timbre is very nice. I don't know. I feel like I have a voice with a texture. So if I'm listening to something that I want to pick up from, I tend to listen to somebody with a texture. But if we just talking like off the records, J. Cole is my favorite. So
Yeah, respect to Cole, man.
Okay.
No Cole slander.
Okay, first things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Thank you.
I heard you.
For me, I would say one of my biggest music inspirations, vocally and dance-wise, are Tinashe, of course Chris Brown, and of all time, I would say someone that really is inspiring always is Michael Jackson, of course.
Oh,
All right. Definitely no Michael slander over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
At all.
Show me
For sure.
tattoo. Show me
you
tattoo.
see
Show me
it?
tattoo.
Oh,
It's real
Like
over
my
here.
fault.
All right? It's real over here.
Yeah.
Who said he just?
I didn't even hear it.
Yo, they didn't even catch me. They didn't even catch me.
I heard.
No, he catches everything that money.
He got the headphones on. He like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like that.
Who hit the heat?
Okay, so you.
Oh yeah. Recently I'm listening to a lot of SZA. Yeah. And as far as just the music influence, I always tell people that Alicia Keys made me a singer. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Like when I was really, really young, I was listening to her music. I was, singing along, and I could see my future so clearly when I listened to her
What's one of your
music.
favorite Alicia songs? Like,
Fallen is that she's that girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, not for
Like-
nothing. Now that you mentioned Falling, something ill that I didn't really like catch because I'm like not a producer or nothing like that. That part when she's like, "Fall," that part,
Yeah.
she did it like that on purpose, so it sounds like you're falling.
But if you
Nah.
like if you listen to like the way how, if you like listen to actual like chorus groups and choirs sing like when they do that live
Yeah.
and they have the control properly and then you hit the tenor come in there, I'm like, yo, you just be there like mesmerized on
Yeah.
You feel like God talking to you for real.
What
Yeah.
you mean?
Like,
Like,
no,
talking to you, telling you that you falling?
I probably am, Lord. What should I? I'm sorry.
Lord,
I will
if you're
repent
listening.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. T?
Beyonce is my favorite artist.
Oh yeah, let's get
Beehive.
You went to the concert?
Go.
I sure did.
it. Yeah, my wife is there too.
My lady was
My
there
wife is
too, out there with her boots on the ground and all of
Yo,
that.
have my whole cowboy fit on.
Crazy,
But,
crazy.
influences as far as like with the girl groups, I'm a huge fan of like girl groups. Destiny Child, Escape, Total, that swag, the harmonies. But Jodeci, Drew Hill was my favorite guy group. Oh, Drew Hill was my favorite guy group.
Drew Hill.
Cisco and Chris Brown, and Usher are my top 3 male artists.
I'm still mad Usher didn't put Glue on his new album.
It's not?
No,
It's not.
it's not. Like, not even near it. Like, he doesn't even have a song close to Glue on his new album. It fucking sucks. But anyway, Usher is definitely that guy. Somebody was just talking to me about Usher the other day. He was like, yo, I didn't realize, like, I'm like, that Usher got so many. Yeah, bro, he been, like, singing
You
since
got
he was, like,
somebody of the
13.
caliber of this man breaking up happy homes, not even his fault. That's
Yo,
power. That's
that man
power.
didn't break up nobody happy home, son. I'm sorry, he didn't.
He didn't, but it was like,
No.
it happened at the concert.
My
was-
thing
Let
is
him put
this, and I'm-
cherries in your mouth.
You know what? Now that I'm in
Let's
front of,
go.
I've been saying it since it happened. Fellas, if you send your girl to a Tank concert, an Usher concert, a Chris Brown concert, and they're in the front row, you get them VIP tickets and they get to go on stage, charge it. Just charge it,
Charge
bro.
it to the game. Facts.
Charge it to the game. Once in a lifetime experience. She ain't never going to see that again. She probably going to go home and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Better
gonna be-
than
it's
what
gonna
she
be-
would have been.
It's gonna be
And
extra that
she
night.
might
The
be
o-
thinking about him, but
It
at
don't
least-
fucking matter, cuz.
I'll
Don't
be
tell
Usher
me.
tonight. I'll be Usher tonight if this won't be.
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause
Do
if
it
Jill
to
Scott
me.
catch
I'll be
me-
like, nigga, what?
And if Jill Scott do her little performance with how she do, I'll be, hey, babe,
Right.
you gotta let me get one.
Exactly. The only
the
thing
one.
is, if you get on that stage and they take you backstage, don't tell me about it.
Oh goodness. Oh,
Don't tell me about it. I don't want to see no videos either. It's like, it's over with. He knocked you down. I'm not even going to pretend like it didn't
Oh
happen.
goodness.
But
More
anyway,
respect to him.
we're back. So when you guys are like writing music or in the studio, even in the dance studio, like what helps you guys get into the zone?
I would say personally for me and my experience, I don't know, I've always sung and danced, but the way that I do it now as I'm older has been like different or developed. And I don't know, sometimes it's getting more comfortable with the people that you're around as you're performing or getting into rehearsal.
Okay.
Because we're in artist development, as we have mentioned. So when it comes to songwriting, that's something that our manager and the team that we work with is helping us on. But we definitely feed off each other's energy to make it so that everything else that's going on outside of our performance has nothing to do with us in the sense of like, you know, because there's been times we're performing at spots that are super small, they're mad close, like they're bringing nothing to the table, and we have to bring everything to the table. And based off the energy that the other two girls give me, definitely impacts how we perform. It's kind of like, it's almost like us versus them, and it feels really nice.
Always.
But also getting into that, like, I'm the youngest, they're older than me, so it's like getting into that, like, feminine, that nice, like, you know, that young lady, like, being able to.
You just call them the Golden Girls?
I promised I wouldn't do that on the mic.
You had to squeeze that
That
in.
was a little sister move. That was a little sister move.
Hold on.
That was a little
She's like, you know, I'm here with Rose and Blanche. Like,
definitely a little sister move, right? And you know how little sisters be like, well, you know, they're older, so they will understand more. I'm just now catching on.
No, I'm just,
That was a little
hold
sister
on,
move.
y'all. Hold on. Rewind. Here we go. Rewind. I'm like freshly 21, so it's like they've been young women more than longer than I have.
got it.
You're not saving
it.
it.
Respectfully.
Not because you put the number on it.
I didn't.
Crack it up.
They're still in their 20s. They're still in their 20s. So like, you know, it's still cool. But like they're older
Getting worse
20s.
and worse.
They're older 20s. So it's like certain feminine or like y'all.
Just keeps getting worse.
Is it really?
Now you almost saved
Almost
it.
saved
but,
it.
But live messed
Get out of there.
You said they're in their
Get outta
20s and
He
you're like,
gonna
actually
mess it up
older.
all the time.
Get out of there,
But, like,
please.
I was just trying to say
Hang
how
it
I
up.
fed off of, you know, confident older women energy, but whatever.
The confident older one part
Whatever.
is what did it.
I'm just saying that I'm inspired by the girls
So they
around
cougars
me.
now.
So-
No.
So you
my
said that you
God.
get influence from them because they've been around a little longer. You get to learn, and you know.
If we're
They
getting to
teach-
the real
they
meat,
teach you.
yeah, like you're when you're around a woman's energy that's confident, secure, and comfortable within herself, it makes you want to be that. Or not even just that, you also learn how to embody that yourself in terms of feeling comfortable even when you're in an uncomfortable situation.
Right.
Or like still owning your femininity when other people are trying to like you may not be in the most comfortable outfit, or you may not be with the crowd that's making you feel the most comfortable. Like we were literally performing, I think one of our first shows was like at an Irish pub.
Oh.
And hold on, no, can I
That's
tell them the best part?
Yeah.
We were getting ready to go on stage, and they started playing The Color Purple. It was just mad fun.
Wait.
Racist?
It was
Wait.
so crazy.
Wait.
Listen,
Like,
you can
it
kind
was-
of appreciate them trying,
It was
but
like,
like,
sister.
No, and they were playing like Irish jigs before then.
Yeah.
Up until then, until we were
Like,
I
they
meant
just-
that nigga Remick.
Yeah, that was in a juke joint. It's sinners.
It gave like trying to be inclusive, but didn't really know how. But even then, like
That's
in an
exactly
environment
what
that
that
doesn't
sounds
really,
like.
we felt the support. But even when you're in an environment that doesn't feel familiar or friendly, it's good to have, you know, women that are able to walk the walk regardless. You know.
Copy.
Did I?
So
wrap that up?
basically, the moral of the story is, thank you for being a friend. And, you know,
Okay.
everyone's just trying to say it.
That's crazy.
Travel down the road and back again.
We're not doing it. This is not okay. So this is not going to be the last time you see them together. Like the group is the group. You know, don't be trying to divide and conquer, bro. So let's talk about your single, Sneaky.
You got it, girl, but you're sneaky. FaceTiming in the whip just to see me. Oh, you know I need you long for you quickly. I never thought it'd be this time, but never easy. You should have said something when I wasn't nothing.
Like what was the
Yes.
headspace that you guys were in when you wrote Sneaky, and just thinking back, right? All right, so this is how we're gonna do this.
Sound like somebody was playing way too much in this.
Feel me? So we're gonna get into Sneaky and how your headspace when it came about, and does that pull from real situations?
so Sneaky was actually written by our producer LaCar Rogers and
Okay.
our
to him.
wonderful manager Carter Gray. And as far as, you know, the headspace when we were, you know, learning and recording it, all those things, is I think we all do have a situation where we feel like we're, you know, somebody is not being entirely truthful with us.
I was talking about one earlier.
And I think it really helps to bring that vibe when we sing it together, because it's like, and it's even one of those things that brings us even more closer together, because it's like, yeah, we all been through that. And it's just like, you know,
Right.
so it's good to sing, or it's nice to sing about something that you believe in and something that feels, you know, personally relevant. But yeah, I think that we do definitely draw from real life experiences when we do perform it and when we sing it. And definitely it's something that's gonna, stick around in our, performances and shows. And this is only part 1 that we have. There is going to be a sneaky part 2, just you guys are the first to know, so don't tell anybody. Shh.
We won't.
But yeah, so definitely, I think we are drawing from real life experiences one day. What do you guys? Are you guys feeling it when we sing Sneaky? Do you feel like?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the theme of like the music that we're working on right now, the theme is situationships, as the audience will soon see. This is just the start, but I think we've all been in a lot of situations, and that has also
like
AKA traumatic headache.
looking at all of us.
She looked at her like, remember?
She looked over like,
we was just talking about
literally
Sony.
just talking about
You
it.
still got stuff out his house.
I told you not to, but
Literally
you called me
spending
talking
all
about it
night
again.
talking about it.
See?
Yeah.
No,
You
so
gonna go
I think
back.
that's something that would be really relatable, and just girls that are single in their 20s. I think a lot of people will just relate. A lot of men out here be sneaky,
Yeah.
okay.
For sure.
What about you?
Sorry,
Gear up.
I'm at an angle from the mic, so I have to like really lean in when I answer the questions. I think everything that I would say would just echo my group mates here. I definitely agree with everything that they had said. It feels really monumental just to be in the studio and hear like what we're actually creating, whether we wrote the words or whatnot. We're the parts or the voices that bring it to life. So being able to hear the enunciations and inflections in the way that we kind of body the notes, you can hear what Mahida had mentioned about like going through those situations. You hear it in that one line, like, you felt that, huh?
Yeah.
That really hit you, huh? And it definitely really helps when the production and the team behind it is also supporting that emotional, emotional strength when it comes to presenting that in the song that you're singing.
And they encourage us to like tap into that whenever we perform and when we
for
were
sure.
recording.
Need
So
to.
Not angry, but like,
No, fuck it. Be angry.
it's not drill. We can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
I'm crying.
It don't gotta be drill.
Listen,
Yeah,
R&B can
yeah,
sometimes be aggressive.
very.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can go Mary with it. You can go Keisha with
Shit.
it. Just
Absolutely.
Jodeci was aggressive,
yeah, OG.
aggressively sexy.
Yeah, they was like sexy pastors.
How you open
like,
a
level
song
of
every
yelling.
time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling horny? Nigga, that's aggressive.
It was like having 4 Tupacs.
Right,
Sure.
exactly.
Sure.
And he sung that shit with his chest.
Way, got they
So
dome chest out and
horny.
jumper.
That nigga was me with that shit.
Stop.
Nigga had veins coming out his neck with the word horny. You are aggressively crazy.
Jasmine Sullivan sing aggressive.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I be feeling like she'd be mad sometimes when she was singing that song.
Oh yeah. Well, what you call it? What was the name of that song? It's called Tragic.
I don't know that.
Tragic on the Hotels. Nigga, what? That song is fire. She was aggressive, but it was like, yeah, nigga, your dick is tragic.
Ooh.
Sheesh.
That's what she told him. Is that the one where Ari Lennox told nigga to pack up his Bow Wow do-rag? That shit
Oh
was
my
crazy.
God.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, for real. See? Don't be out here.
Shout out to Bow Wow.
Shout outs to Bow Wow.
Shout outs to Bow. Y'all try to play him, but shout out to Bow. But yeah, R&B can be aggressive, man.
Yeah, and as far as like bringing those feelings to life, I just want to give a quick shout out to our vocal coach Timothy T. Smiles, who really helps us to bring those
Timmy T.
stories to life with the vocal arrangements that he helps us to put together. So shout out to him. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
heard y'all earlier. I was like,
Big
oh,
shout
hold
outs,
on,
man.
Wait a
Sounded
minute.
real amazing.
Wait a minute.
genuinely, like throughout this artist development period, we have become such. I can see how like much we're growing vocally, and it all is really due to our amazing vocal coach, T Smiles. So thank you so much for
Well, thank
being
you,
a
T, because
big part of this.
not for nothing, there is no real artist development right now. Like, even if you watch other podcasts and they actually like industry professionals, they tell you like they got rid of all that shit.
And
You
it's
gotta-
painful that they did that. Like,
Yeah.
there's no more A&Rs. There's no more people making sure that they listen, bro. It should be this way. All right, listen. You're like a little sis to me. You have to. I'm telling you because So
That's why it was. That's why it's really important for this
Into the mic.
to make sure that they experience the artist development, because that's the only way longevity can happen. This isn't just a group that's trying to go viral or trying to have just singles here and there. They're taking this very seriously. So the artist development is is very important, and I'm glad that they are honing in on the craft now when it comes to the artist development that's consisting of the vocal coaching and the recording studio, the dancing, and the media training. So all of that is going to help them curate their longevity experience. So
Yeah, that's important because we wouldn't be able to talk about Usher, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Omarion
Without them having any
without them
artist
having
development.
any of that. And mind you, these dudes been being developed since they was like 9, 13, 10, all of that. So it's very, very important. That's why you have groups, artists that come out, they got a hot single, and then you don't know where they at. They gone because the label was like, all right, we're done.
and that's something like you have to people's attention span isn't like how it used to be.
Right.
So it's up to
Oh my
the
God,
artists.
it's bothering me
now-
that the fact it is. We were talking about the other day, right, Sly? Like, there's so
Yeah.
much. I'm used to songs where it's like you hear the verses, you hear the chorus, you hear the breakdown, you hear the outro, and then you listen to like, you hear a certain part, they got different harmonies going.
Right,
like,
beat
they going
selections.
up on this side, and then now every song is no more than 3 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
trash.
And that's why like
Even less.
But
Word.
when they're recording, our songs really give you that nostalgic feeling that that
Yeah,
we're having.
sit your ass
you
down.
gotta- yeah,
And listen.
And
right,
listen.
and listen, because people who don't have the long attention spans, you have to make them listen. So this single that we have, or the singles that they're coming out with, it's not just going to be for a month or two. Like, we want you to sit with it and grow with it. So we're not just pushing out singles back to back. We want everyone to just sit with their
Right.
music. So.
That's good.
Appreciate it very much. I want to ask y'all, because we asked about the musical inspirations, right? Because you guys dance also. Do you have any dance inspirations?
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And it could be just dancers or musicians that dance as well too. That is still dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I hate that. It's gonna sound like a cliche,
Let it be.
But I recently did go and see Beyonce
Yeah,
on
you
the
did.
Cowboy Carter tour, and oh my God, to see the way that she moves, it is so expressive,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
I think that is the main thing that I take away from her as an inspiration, as an influence, is the expression with which she moves it. And it's not necessarily like, it can be the smallest movements, and it makes such a big impact. And I think that is really what I have been trying to take away from her performance style. So I would say that Beyonce is definitely a big influence on the way that I move on stage, not only with just dancing, but with just like, with interacting, with feeling the music, with, being in the moment. So, and creating a moment. It is really insane to see up close.
And I wouldn't take that as a cliche, because all respect to her, she does what she does with intent.
Yeah.
And she does it full hold. So everybody says the same thing you say when you go see her live and when she performs. Even when she was still performing her show when it rained the other day and it was cold, she was out there. That was
The
the
show I
you
went to, and the fact that she was dancing in the rain,
Yeah.
3 hours, crazy.
Right.
Top performers doing
On
the
the
thing.
top, very much
Oh,
so.
no, for sure.
She gives me Michael Jackson energy.
Yeah.
Because Michael Jackson did every little minuscule whatever. It was like, it's the same step. It looks more than this one step.
Yeah.
But it was, with
Yo,
intent.
if you think about it, Mike had like 5 signature moves, bro. He didn't have like a complete arsenal. He just did a lot of choreography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you knew he was going to throw that kick. You knew the moonwalk was coming. That spin was coming. The toes.
The glide in the circle.
The glide in the circle. And then
Tipping of the hat.
Right, the crotch
that.
grab. But
Yeah.
somebody, I was watching, I forgot what I was watching, but it was a dancer. And they was just like, yeah, the reason why Michael Jackson is so like iconic, because when he takes pictures, there's a lot of pictures. He got a lot of shit that's like a profile picture. Like when he did shit with the hat, boom, that's a picture. You know what I'm saying? Picture.
Yeah.
Picture.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody out there like really, really giving pictures like that. And that's why you remember him. his silhouette is more popular than half these niggas' catalog.
Yeah, there's still
Yeah,
people
yeah.
still doing Michael Jackson stuff. Little kids, like kindergarten, dancing to Michael Jackson music,
This is
and
what
it's
I'm
like
saying.
No, he will always, I think, just be like absolutely timeless, and
Yeah,
he's definitely one of my
absolutely.
absolute biggest inspirations in dance, also.
Great.
And I think just the way he definitely has like the poses that like
Yeah.
work for him, but also I think it's just he just lives through his music, and it's just like I think they say this about any artist that really is like really close to their art. It's like almost like the closest version that you will see of them to like God, like they are literally in their truest form, and that's him when he's performing. Like he's so happy to be doing that, and you can just tell like that's what he literally was born to do. So I
one
feel
time
like
he was upset though. He was jobs go. Somebody messed up something. The job is go. It's a breakdown. Jobs go. Like, yeah. But I do agree with
but
you.
it's just very inspiring. And I would say also like I got to see Chris Brown in concert. That was very inspiring, like as an artist, to see like just the energy he has, the stamina, like the whole set, like the production, just the way he knows how to incorporate dance into his music, and like that's just really the full experience, and
Student of Mike.
yeah. And I think recently I got to see Charlie XCX in a concert, and it was just really incredible going off
She's
of the
great.
what Naj was saying about like energy. She didn't have any background dancers, like anything like that in her show, but she was just so full of energy. It was like she didn't care if it was sold out, but it was like even if no one was in the audience, she was like the one having the most fun there, for sure.
that's
Like she was
fire.
having so
Wow.
much fun
It's
on
like,
her own, just
like
vibing.
y'all not even here.
Like
I'm
she was at
just
a club, like
this
she was
is
at a
me,
rave,
man.
and
This
that
is my
was so
world right now.
inspiring. It was like, wait, that is the whole point of it all. Like you have to really just have fun. It doesn't matter about the turnout or anything else. Like you have to love what you're doing.
I love
That's
that.
fire. Yo, for real, for real. All right, so real
Hold on,
quick.
one more ain't go.
What happened? Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
my fault. I'm sorry. She tried to duck it. My bad.
She did. She was there quiet like,
She-
is he coming over here? Is he coming over here? Yes.
Nah, because when you first asked that question, promise you, like I was thinking of Step Up every movie, but I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
nah.
let's go. Let's
I was
go.
like,
Yeah,
I was
do
like,
that
nah.
thing.
They're gonna think you're being funny.
No,
so
nah.
I'm gonna.
No.
We work behind the scenes on a couple of them joints.
Yeah, I was in the audience for 3D.
For 3D.
I was so like when you found out that Channing and Thingy divorced. How did y'all feel? Like
I didn't care.
I did not
I'm not
care.
gonna lie.
I was. We
I'm
was
not gonna hold
outside
you.
with Les
They didn't
Twins.
have to get
White
that kid
friends.
shot in
We
that
was out
movie.
there with the people.
What
that we
happened?
was
He
there
didn't have to
be
get
with.
shot in that movie when they broke into the thing and he didn't have to die. That was mad random.
Oh,
But no, I was gonna say
I don't even remember that. Yeah, I
neither.
didn't remember he got shot.
his
that
little
shit.
brother or his like friend's little brother. They
Yeah.
broke into the school and
Oh,
then
they
he
tried to
ended up,
do it for Little Saint.
yeah,
like
yeah,
they
right.
dragged
Yeah.
it. They
Yeah,
dragged
he was a
it.
little thief.
Yeah, he
And
was.
They
got-
definitely were. He was doing the most.
He got
But
bodied.
I don't know. I grew up on those movies, and I feel like every movie is better or a better story than the last. It tells a
Yeah.
different story. Like I don't know. I think Moose is my favorite one out of all of them because he just kills
Shout
it
out
every
Adam
time.
Savani.
Yo, that one scene he
Adam
did in the
Savani.
rain. Hold on. With that one platform, he was super late, and they was stomping.
That
everywhere,
shaped
like,
a generation.
They did their thing.
So-
But
so.
if I had to pick like female artists, I love Teyana Taylor's like style, her whole like aesthetic. I don't know. I feel like
That's
the way
a
she carries
performer.
herself is kind of not exactly how, but I would definitely take certain things from the way that she does it, especially with like the fluidity in her movements.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily
Ultra
all
confident.
feminine, not all masculine, just very like I move how I choose to.
One with the music.
Like that
Yeah.
one, I think it was a tribute that she had done with like these super colorful suits and
That was a
whatnot.
mic tribute.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, I was like,
yeah.
I think
Bear
it was
with
Michael
me.
Jackson
Bear
tribute.
with
It was
me.
so.
Bear with me.
It was really nice. She was doing her thing, and even then, like she's just dope person. I feel like I definitely would take a lot of inspo from her.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, y'all doing your thing. All right, so let's dial back to the beginning again. Like y'all growing up in these neighborhoods, Jamaica, Queens, being from Dallas, and then
Dallas.
coming to Queens, and you growing up in the Bronx. Like,
Cut the camera.
how did that like shape y'all as artists though? Like your surroundings, what was around you that was like, you know what, I can make something of myself, and just the influence that it has on y'all.
I'll start since y'all been going first. Truthfully, I feel like where I live is, if y'all know the areas in the Bronx, I live like right in between Kingsbridge and Fordham. It's a very, very,
Jeez.
very like Hispanic
Jesus
area.
Christ.
And growing
Okay,
up in those
mi gente.
areas, you don't necessarily feel like you're represented anywhere. Like it just kind of like, I don't know, everything is very
Spanish.
I didn't want to be it's just very,
Dominican.
And luckily for me, there's never been a time that I didn't know that I wanted to sing, if that makes sense. Like, it was very prominent in my household. It was very, like, in there. Everybody in my family kind of either sang or my dad was a DJ. Like, it was just very, it was very influential in my family.
You kind of didn't have a choice.
I didn't. But we did choir and whatnot. And it was one of those things that I was like, you know what? I'm lucky enough to actually be good at what I do. So, like, why would I not continue to pursue that passion? Like, I'm literally, I'm in college right now. I go to
Shout out to you.
NYU for music business.
Hey.
And
Nice.
I feel like,
Congratulations on that.
stop, yo, thank you. It's one of those, like, I want to know the industry before I'm in it because it's one of those things that I do feel like I was born to do. Like, you know how sometimes when you get older, you can't dance the same, or like you sprain you tear your ACL, you're done for
Knees
sports.
definitely do
I
start
feel
to
like
go
taking
out.
care of your vocal cords is still very important, but we have a more flexible tool. And I don't know, it's just one of those things that's always come so naturally to me. It's just being comfortable with presenting that gift to other people. Like, I know I have it, but do I want to share it with you? But being a performer definitely helps you to get more comfortable with that. Like, it's not just my gift, it's a gift that I can share with others.
Right.
I love that. I love to hear that.
So my parents actually immigrated here from India.
Okay.
So I was born and raised in Detroit, and then I moved to Dallas,
Oh.
and then I moved here
All right.
What
well,
up,
to
man.
though?
New York. But being a
Block.
first-gen Indian American, I grew up learning like classical Indian Carnatic music, in that since I was like 5 years old. So the Indian music industry, like I speak Telugu, so like I've done a lot of music and shows for that.
Nice.
But on the side, like I feel like I've had two lives. Like growing up too, I've just absolutely loved R&B and hip hop, and that's what I always knew I wanted to do and establish myself here. And my parents are super incredibly supportive of that.
That was my next
Yeah,
question.
as like Indian parents, I know traditionally usually they're not, but my family was incredibly supportive, and they were like, every time we listened to the radio, they were like, this could be you. Like, this could be you.
Wow.
But the thing is, like, they're really...
The moment they find out about it, like, you can do this, And you know what, that looks, but, you look better. You should do that. Something like
but
that.
they're really,
Gotta
they
love
were
parents
like
for that.
very supportive. They were like, you want to go to LA? Like, do you want to go to New York? Like, how can we, make connections?
Oh, wow.
Like, what can we do? That's really, it was just, again, not really that common for traditional Indian families, but I was really lucky for that. And with their support, for sure, like, that's what encouraged me to move to New York, go for the open call that Carter put out. And yeah, so I really, like, I've had a lot of different influences growing up, but yeah, it's kind of like everything put together put me here. So.
Nice. Shout out to the parents,
Love
man,
that.
for being supportive. All right, nah, let's go.
Oh, goodness. So my mom is going to love that I told you this story.
Yeah,
But-
story time. Let's go.
She likes to talk about how when I was a baby, she used to bring me into work and used to have me in her office in the cradle. And people would come in and they would hear me humming in the cradle, like singing.
Wow.
And they'd be like, what is she doing? My mom would be like, she's singing. And my mom would say that she knew that I was about to fall asleep because I would start singing in the cradle.
From the womb.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's like, ain't nobody else going to do it. I might as well do it myself.
I know they know, but I just do it for myself.
Aw.
That's fire.
So it's something that has just always kind of been in me, It's an instinct for me to create art and make music. And so, but I have had a lot of, really strong influences growing up in Jamaica, Queens. My dad was in the industry before me, and my mom also sings. I come from a very musical family.
Really?
And yeah, and growing up, I was really fortunate to have a family who knew that I had this, innate natural, talent for music, and created as many opportunities as they could for me to sing and to perform. When I was growing up in high school, I'm not Christian, but my cousin used to bring me to church so that I could sing, and so that I could, learn how to, make the sounds that were common in the music that I was gravitating towards.
Yeah.
So
a lot of church musicians ended up in R&B.
yeah.
Like that R&B that everybody loves so much, that comes from church.
And you could definitely tell who was in in the church and who was like you could tell John Legend was definitely in church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For example,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
for sure.
because church is going to give you something, and then just listening to how a lot of those people sing is like, you know what? I need to figure this out because I thought I was good, but I ain't that good.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in church
Yeah.
either, but like just listening to other church musicians and watching things like R&B Money, it's like clearly the church is where people learn music, not just how to sing. You learn structure. You learn how to read music. Sometimes you learn how to just put things together.
Yeah.
That just
Now,
shows you
whether
the
you
history.
go left and then start doing it for the world is your business. But
Yeah.
you learn it there.
Yeah.
And sorry to cut you.
No, it's okay. But it was really a special experience to meet people in the church who were also, you know, noticing that I was developing a sound and who were always so welcoming and so open. And, you know, they would hear me and they would, you know, immediately and just naturally try to guide me towards, you know, what they felt like I was trying to achieve. And it really, really influenced the way that I kind of progressed as an artist and as somebody who makes music. And, you know, I taught myself to play 2 instruments. It's just always kind of just naturally, I gravitated towards it.
Which ones?
Guitar and piano.
I love them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's hard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, you know, it's a combination of, you know, somehow, you know, by the grace of God, I've just been blessed with a gift. But also the people around me who could see that and were, you know, always willing to help to nurture it and to grow it like a plant. And
Nurture it,
yeah.
water it.
Yeah, water it and really pour it into my cup. So, you know, shout out to all the people who have been, you know, really influencing me and helping me to grow my sound. Yeah.
That sounds like to me, each of you were made for this individually. It's not often you wake up with something that you notice your surroundings around you. Like, you know what? I think I do want to share this with y'all. Let me share this with the world. It's not often you figure out, you know, I've grown up this way, but I want to incorporate this as well. And your parents are gung-ho with you and promoting you to do it. And then it's not often people are just born with this gift. And then to have all of y'all come together and then mesh and then, you know, come, you know, like this was meant to happen. So you guys are where you're supposed to be with who you're supposed to be around. So glad
Sure.
to have y'all here and keeping it going.
For sure.
All right. Y'all said y'all influences and how y'all came up and all of that. And y'all talking about how y'all can sing, but I don't hear no bars, cuz. So we gonna do this old school. Let's do this acapella. Let me hear something.
Cause we heard them harmonies out there. I mean, I heard it.
Okay.
Oh, let me turn my mic off.
Yeah, we don't want no feedback.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. If I never. Ready?
Okay. Come on. Now.
1, 2, 3. If I never feel you in my arms again, if I never feel your tender kiss again, if I never hear I love you now and then, will I never make love to you once again? Please understand. If love ends, then I promise you that
I shall never breathe again.
breathe again,
Then I shall never breathe again.
breathe again.
That shit was angelic.
And I
just
can't
figure it
out.
Hold on.
I used to listen to that. Funny story.
Give it that Tony.
Funny story. I went through a bad breakup. And I was
Oh,
playing
shit.
Mad Drew Hill, Mad Tony Braxton. My cousin came in the room when that
You gonna
song
cry in the
was
car.
playing. And Never
That's
Make a
funny.
Promise just came off. Lights was off. He was like, yo, what's going on with you? Got Tony blasting? Breathe again? Come on now. You got to come out this room,
was
bro.
sliding down the wall crying.
Yo, I was just sitting there. Yo, I was sitting there like, I don't know what I did wrong. What happened? I just said no.
what I did.
Yeah.
Nah, I was about
No.
to say that's real make a grown nigga cry vocals
Yo.
right there. They wasn't playing.
No, y'all was not playing. Yo, they did not come here to play.
You holding the lump in your throat to somebody ask you what's wrong.
Like that's my last straw.
Oh,
Yo,
good memories
It was a
back.
crazy breakup.
You ever seen the video?
It was-
yeah, my man. Nah.
And I told you about this breakup. He was like, "Oh,
That was like
nigga."
it hurt, man. That was like it hurt.
It was look. It was my first real relationship and my first crazy breakup. I was telling him what I was doing. He was like, "Oh, nigga."
If I ever
Nah, man, come on, let's go to rehearsal, bro.
Oh, didn't he really?
Right.
do
It was-
that?
hey, everybody was like, "Hey, keep Ricardo out. Yo, keep Riga outside."
Everybody dancing, nigga ain't busting out one move. Just
Yeah, I'm over here checking my phone.
Hello,
He over
darkness, my
put
old
that
friend.
down. Anytime I was on the floor, you are washed. Get over here. Leave her alone. You remember that?
Oh man.
Slap the hell out of my
I
phone.
wonder what Pam doing. Get your ass out of here, nigga.
No, that was great though. That was beautiful.
Nah, y'all.
That was fire.
That
so
was-
dope.
that was something.
Yeah, let me just say,
Yeah.
I don't see no, but I mean, it's girl groups out here that can sing, yeah. But this right here, hands down, is like one of the best, if not the best, vocally produced girl groups out here right now. Especially because I don't really see no girl groups like that in New York.
That's a
so
fact.
they, you know,
That's a
so they
fact.
holding
Nah.
it down. So this isn't just singing, this is singing.
Singing.
Like
Nah,
there was
they
no,
really held it
there
down.
was
They
no
really held it down.
there was no alterations. These mics are regular mics. There was nothing. There was no reverb put on it,
Right.
anything, and that harmony was just like.
And we don't
yo.
fix vocals in post. You show up how
We
you
don't.
show up. If
Whatever
you trash,
acoustics
that's your
they
business.
use, whatever surroundings they use, was like, yo, that was
So
like
everybody just get into these
Yeah,
three
get into
ladies
some
right here,
old
some
four
old
for
four.
real.
for
man.
real.
Yes.
Summer 04 felt like Summer 04 just now.
Nah, that was hard. I ain't gonna lie. You just needed one at the end. You know.
And I can't stop thinking about.
You know, and if anybody trying to figure out, how they gonna do this without four, because you heard it, this is how you do it. This is how you do it with three. All right,
Bow.
You heard.
I'm going
that.
on record saying that.
You
Wow.
heard that.
Yeah.
All right. We here for it all.
Run,
I'm
Ricky,
here
run.
for the shenanigans. I love it.
Love that.
I love it.
Real quick, two things. We didn't get into your influences. Like, clearly, this is something that you wanted to do, and you put it together. What made you wake up one day and be like, you know what? I'm gonna put together a girl group.
And I want to know, like, what writings did you listen to? Like, yo, I gotta do this. Like, people that you will listen to and find out who wrote it. Like, yo, you wrote this?
Right,
sick.
right.
Oh, you talking about as far as music?
Music wise, writing, just writing in general wise, dance wise, your inspiration.
So I'm actually an artist myself. So I have music out and things.
Part two.
I was actually doing music from 2017 to 2023, and I went through a writer's block.
Ooh.
And so I went through a writer's block, and so I took a year off. And I asked my partner, T Smiles, I kept asking him to help me with a girl group because he's my vocal coach.
Oh,
So I'm
nice.
like, because of what he does, I know that I can find some good vocals, you know?
Yeah.
So I just put out an ad out. I always felt like girl groups were missing. There wasn't a lot of, even guy groups, there wasn't no groups out. So, and then everybody seemed like they just wanted to be solo artists right now. So I missed that camaraderie in it and the sisterhood. So I put out an ad, had an open call, had quite a few girls reach out.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And first I met Mahita, and then I met Sydney through somebody recommended her, and we had two others, but unfortunately they just didn't last. And then we found Naja. And honestly, she was the glue that we were missing, that we just didn't know.
The one
So-
born with it.
Yeah. And it felt like a moving train at first, because as soon as she got in, we had a photo shoot. Yeah, soon it was like, yeah.
Recording studio.
And the
session.
recording
The same
studio,
day.
like
Saturday.
yeah. So yeah, when she got in, I just knew that I couldn't replace anybody. Like, this was it. Once I knew that she was a part of the group. But as far as writing, my influences, Candy, Neo, are my influences as far as writing. So when I took them on, I want to help them and mold them into their writing skills too, because I want them to write. Right now it's me and my guy LaCar Rogers. We're the songwriter team, and then T Smiles comes in with the arrangements. So we put it all together, and got Megan Thee Stallion in the back, but so that's how that comes about, and yeah, with the writing, it's really we try to get their take as far as what they want to sing about and what we think they would like. If they don't, these girls are not shy. They would tell me that they don't want to do it. And I like that.
It's fire,
so
but that ain't
there's fire, but we ain't.
you don't want them singing nothing they don't want to sing anyway.
But luckily, so far, it's been they like everything.
Good,
so
good,
far.
good.
So and I can't wait for you all to hear what's in store because we got some bangers.
That's tough. I like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. Like, always speak up. What I noticed, just from the interview, that she's kind of like the middle in between the two attitudes. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she's more like fun, jovial. She's more laid back, and she's like kind of in the center.
If you see
Crazy enough, we just on camera right now.
Wow.
We're literally
I mean,
just on
because
camera right
honestly, like as you can see, like come on with the red, that's fire over there. She the fiery one,
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, but she's
Clearly.
cool.
The
She
young one.
She gives you real like over when you meet Sid, it's really like, oh, I'm in New York.
Oh yeah.
I'm in New York. Yeah.
Dead ass beat. I'm
Scared,
not
like
singing
you
that.
feel
Like,
like,
I'm dead not singing that, bro.
Bronx.
You know,
Why
Don't
you got me
forget.
singing that. You blowing mine, bro.
They said media training.
Mahita over here.
With us, so what happened?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mahita, she is the fun. She the party girl.
Oh.
She likes to party.
That's why she got
Look,
the shades
don't let
Yo, I
the
was about to say the
cameras.
same thing.
Oh,
She got the shades.
okay.
Don't
She was
let
outside.
So the cameras from the aftermath, she's suffering from the light. Like,
Right, look, this girl will have you out till 4:00 in the morning if you let her.
Like, why are we going home?
Not for nothing. Not for nothing. She's Indian.
Oh,
They party, bro.
oh yeah, they party. They
All
know how to
night.
get down. They know how
And
to get
you said you went quick. Oh no, see, you're not on the South Ozone side.
No.
You're in Long Island City.
Long Island
We're in Jamaica, and I live by the borderline of South Ozone and Jamaica. So I have all the Indians by me.
Yeah, they
my
go
neighbor's
crazy.
a Guyanese Indian. I have Indian. They just had a wedding the other day.
It's over with.
Bringing food over 6 o'clock in the morning.
Like, bro, what?
So
We
hard.
get it.
and my birdie Naja over here, she got a lot of energy. She brings the energy. And fun fact too, she could bake.
Oh,
She
is
bakes
that
really
right?
good.
All right,
Yeah.
so you bake. Yes. What everybody else doing? Y'all burning cereal? Like, what's going on?
I would say so. She bakes really well.
Okay.
I can cook really well, and
Okay.
she's like the best reviewer. She will tell you. She will clock all the tea. She will tell you exactly which street, where to get the best this, but where to get the best that.
Oh, I thought you were saying like she just tastes the food.
That too.
No.
That
I know
too.
how to cook. They just haven't
She
come
al-
over for a plate yet.
Look,
more skill than
Sydney
that,
always try whenever I like make oxtails. She got to bring her Tupperware.
Like,
all the time.
no, I
All the
like to
time.
eat. Come on now. I like to eat.
No, but if
And
I
mind you,
have
they
to
was
go,
good. They
if
was
I have
good.
to eat anywhere, I have to ask her like, okay, tell me the best place to eat, because she always has an opinion on every place.
Okay.
And
She
she's
know the
it's
good
facts
spots.
though.
She's a big back at heart.
But crazy enough, if we with Sydney and like we're eating something and it's something that she hasn't had before, she'll be like, "You try it first, so you I can see if it's."
Oh yeah.
It's 'cause I just-
good." You know, I was like,
Am I
Let
regretting
y'all
my
taste
decision?
it.
She
She's
doesn't like
poison.
it. I'm
If
like,
you die, I
okay,
know
this
it's
could
a
have gone.
problem.
God,
Or
y'all
you
crazy.
start having runs. All right, I'm not gonna eat that. I paid for it. I help
She'll
you
be
with
like,
the aftermath.
could use more salt.
Yeah.
Not cooked
That
enough.
sound came from your stomach?
I don't want
cool.
it. I don't want it.
All right, so
Return
we
to
want to get
sender.
into this game real quick. Sly, what you got for us?
Yes. So we got first, best, and worst. These are the collections of your first performance, your best performance, and your worst. But it could be a performance. It could be a session. You know what I mean? Let's take the performance for now. Give me
Right,
yours.
right. Going down the line.
Am I first?
Yep.
Okay. He said first, best, and worst. Our first performance was me, Mahita, I, and one other person. that we
Speaking
just
about that
moved
nigga
on
like
from.
Voldemort.
Should not be named.
I'm like, how do I wear this? It was Mahita, another person, and I. And we were actually doing a show for, I think, our manager's cousin. He had, like, a venue in, like, borderline Long Island City. It was Long Island. I don't know why he said it was Queens. It definitely
During New York
wasn't.
Fashion.
During Fashion
Oh,
Week.
nice.
There were
That's
a whole
fire.
bunch of first-time designers and, like, models and whatnot. So everybody was having a big first. The venue was lovely. Craziest part, there was maybe like 15 people there. It was like the venue was bigger than they needed. I think we were performing, and I guess the group member that we had at the moment had kind of like forgotten she forgot her moves in the beginning, but like she did it in a way that made I couldn't move to my spot because she was still standing there, and it was just a continuous fumble after fumble, and like the outfits were cute. It was just like, golly. That was first.
The first close.
That was the first performance.
That was the
for
first
nothing.
performance.
I'm
It
pretty
almost
sure
sound
you know
like the
now,
worst.
But I used to tell my dancers all the time, like, yo, get out the way. And I would tell the other dancers, if they're in your way, push them out the fucking
He
way.
would definitely move us.
She would have pushed me back.
So what? Move, nigga.
We put.
If you see me coming to
Ain't a
my
performance,
spot, dog, I'm going to give you this.
That's the face.
Get your ass out the way.
He'll either do that or be generous.
I will move.
Grab you and move you to the side. Like, you're back there.
Right. Give you the push
Do a
in the
little
back.
1-2.
Yeah, let's go.
Hit you with the doc.
Exactly. First and now.
So,
the best.
best.
Let me think. Our best. Truthfully, I think our best and our worst. Like, when you say worst, do you mean worst venue or like our performance specifically?
Worst experience.
Worst experience.
Yeah, something that you would be like, what the fuck was
I ain't
that?
never gonna forget
I'm
this.
thinking. I was gonna say the Blue Room. In both
Yeah, I
both
think Blue
both
Room,
instances,
yeah.
it was the best and the worst because the venue, it wasn't even a venue. It was like a very, very small spot. They invited us for a showcase. They didn't necessarily have a stage, and like the entire crowd is kind of just like in your area as we're trying to perform. There's a random pillar in the middle. It was just very like and it was in a basement. So I'm sitting here. It was hot. It was stuffy. They had only seats for VIP, so everybody's standing up. It's just like crowded. But crazy enough, we gave the best performance because it was like the worst venue. It was just like, I don't know. You couldn't
like
really,
that.
everything was blue. The mics were super shoddy. Like you couldn't really hear much of anything. The mics were just,
Somebody pushed you.
oh my gosh.
What?
She was okay. I
This
think she
was-
was a
this
little
was somebody
tipsy.
in
She
the
was
audience?
excited. Yeah. She was a little excited. And she was like, you go, girl. And just kind of like really she was heavy handed. I'm not that big. And
Basically smacked her.
yeah, and I was trying to like get back into the groove, but it was a very good performance because like for the first one that we had, I could definitely say we had stage fright. But with this one, it was very much like
The interaction.
Yeah, Naja was there, and it was very much like a exhibition of everything that we put together so far
Nice, that's
in terms of
hard.
energies.
Okay.
So that was your best and your worst?
That was the best performance for us. Worst venue so far.
Okay.
Worst area. Worst venue. When you dropped the curtain, see that venue was really, really nice.
Well.
We didn't even get to perform. That was the thing. We didn't even get to perform.
Well,
But she would like if
When
she
you
typed
drop
up
the
the
curtain
U was
is
in
wild.
caps. When you dropped the curtain,
No.
When
It
you
was what
dropped
they
the curtain,
deserved. It was
well-
what they deserved. They didn't let us perform, and we did. We gave them one last double whammy before we walked out. That's
That was not on purpose.
Oh my
Please do not go
God.
around saying
That's
that.
crazy.
okay.
When
Alright,
you dropped
Mahita,
the
you
curtain.
up.
Oh, the same stuff.
Not
Best.
yeah,
Pick
best.
your locations.
Oh.
Best, worst.
First, best, and worst.
First, I can talk about the rehearsals and like the practice sessions
Yeah,
because I
first,
would
best,
agree
and
with
worst.
what she said too. The first was okay. Actually, this is when we all like met for the first time. We met in Manhattan. We had like a little, jam session, like practicing our audition songs and just kind of seeing how we sound vocally, which is incredibly different from how we do now. I think back it was just me and Sydney, and another person, and like.
She who shall not be named.
Voldemort.
But the way we sounded together, just hearing our voices together for the first time to now, like just understanding, the vocal language is just, it's so beautiful to like think about how much we grew together. It's been a year, like over a year. Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
great.
that's really cool. And we all got food, we went out, and it was just like such a cute time. It was like last summer. So really good memories there.
Okay. Best.
Best. I don't want to say every rehearsal is the best, but sometimes
Aw,
obviously
fine.
sometimes
You said, "Aw." Cut the camera.
no, but sometimes we have really really good rehearsals where we're all just like, every time I will say like no matter what we're going through and like what we're whenever we step into rehearsal, whether it's a dance rehearsal, vocal rehearsal, whatever it is, it has become like a place where we feel comfortable and we can kind of leave our worries at the door. But of course, sometimes when our synergies all like align and we're just like having fun and like, Naja baked some cookies for us and we're just like we have food and then we're just like sitting at rehearsal and we're just like jamming to like singing Rio songs or like Disney songs. We're just Carter's showing us like some like girl groups on the TV. Like it's a good time. Like, when we're just like chatting and playing games.
I put your feet together like this. You see what they doing.
Right.
We'll go to like rooftop movies and like we'll just hang out and it's just so fun like those in between times where we're just like playing around when we're just like not working and then that's really fun.
Lit.
You're worse.
Worse.
How can there be a worst?
Stop.
I think okay.
All right.
The only worst time. Wait,
Media training.
the only worst time I will say is the time that we were not all together.
Whoa.
I love it.
Genuinely, it felt like something
Like a heart.
honestly something was always missing
Okay.
when the three of us were not together.
That's love.
So
How I'm gonna know
That's
my
real.
steps? She not here.
Okay.
That's like when that's like when the Jacksons broke up for the first time, and Mike was like, "He's always on the side of me. Tito's always on the side."
Tito's always here. How do I know to do this if you're not at my left?
Right. All right.
Then they threw Randy
Oh
in there.
gosh, I don't even know what to say because you did the performances, you did rehearsals.
Your first is different from ours.
That's true.
Hello.
I'm a late comer to Summer 04. Hello, I'm baby Summer 04.
Hey.
And my first performance was at the Irish pub. Yeah, it was really impactful for me because it was after a time when I didn't know whether I was going to be making music anymore. And so having joined the group and doing that performance, even though it was like it was a strange circumstance. Definitely people, playing for people who don't listen to the music that we were,
That sounds like a challenge.
making.
Yeah, it is challenging.
And people who were themselves making very different music than the kind that we were performing. But to see that they were moved anyway was so special. We got to talk to a lot of people that day afterwards who came up to us wanting to know what we were about, what we were doing, who really believed in us, who now, follow us on Instagram. We love you. Thank you so much for, staying with us. And that was my first performance with Summer 04, and that was really special for me.
Fire.
I've never talked about that before too, so I'm sure this is the first time you guys are hearing that.
You can see the pride in his face. Like, yeah, man. We did, thank you.
Yeah.
We did great.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
The best was for me also the Blue Room. I don't know if it's boring for me to talk about it again, but
Your experience is different from everybody.
what was really special about it is that it was something that we had known, like it was on the radar for us for a long time, that we knew that we were going to be performing at that venue. And I think that for all of us, when we were in rehearsals and, getting that performance together, we wanted to make an impact. Like that was something that we felt like we were directing a lot of energy to.
Okay,
So when we finally got up there, even though there were a lot of weird things going on, it was very late that we ended up on the stage. We had the mic situation. We couldn't really hear each other or the crowd or the music. But I think that because we had focused so diligently on making sure that we were creating an experience for everybody who was in that room.
Anticipation was high for that.
Yeah. It was like when it finally, it's kind of like, it's a powder keg. When it finally explodes, it's just like, it's the best feeling, even when it doesn't go exactly as you want it to. It's something that you are doing with a purpose. And it feels so good to be able to do something with that much intention. And when you finally execute it, it just feels like some part of you is really, really experiencing a sense of self-actualization, like
Okay.
I'm really doing what I'm meant to be doing. Yeah. So that was, I think, for that
You
reason,
out
was the
about the
best one.
experience. You watch it.
Yeah. And then also the best part of any of these experiences is always coming off the stage and talking with everybody who has, listened to us, and, just hearing their experiences and hearing how they experienced what we put on for them from their point of view.
You heard the run. I was working on that.
It's really special to hear their point of view and to, just kind of connect on that level. It's very personal now. It's really a joy being a smaller group, and performing for smaller venues when you get to talk to the audience and talk to the people that are listening to you, because it just feels very personal. So even though, like Sydney said, it was very tight, it was really, there was a lot of that, but that also makes the experience really special.
Nice.
And as for the worst, you guys know what I'm going to talk about. It's the curtain situation.
Oh,
Curtain call.
Oh, wait, why did we skip
Curtain
over
call.
What, the
Let's
situation?
hear about the
that?
curtain
Yeah,
call.
like that was. We didn't even.
You can see it in your face.
don't
It's like,
feel like it's the worst.
I gotta talk about
You
this.
know what?
Honestly,
That just sounds like
the theater. Was
it
the
just
worst.
seems like that shit was like
theater?
super embarrassing.
But look at her face, like
the
the
theater was
trauma
really
behind her
challenging.
eyes
It's
right
just
now.
like-
It's
Okay,
But that wasn't on
I
purpose.
have, so I've been performing my whole life.
right.
All manner of things can go wrong when you're on stage.
True.
And so it's not necessarily that I was super embarrassed, because I'm used to doing like embarrassing things in front of a lot of people. But it's just that it just made a bad situation worse. And like,
Oh my goodness.
so like I'm just like, damn, why couldn't I,
The cherry on top.
The
Yeah.
damn curtain of
Like,
all.
yeah, they're not
You
calling
know
us
what I'm
back.
saying?
Close the
Goddamn curtain.
Yeah, so I'm just like, damn, like, I'm trying to make a quick exit. I'm trying to make this get out as cleanly as possible, because we're already, tensions are high. We're not, communicating well.
Talk
with the
about a
venue.
dramatic exit.
Like,
She ain't
like
even done
no,
yet.
like I need to. Okay, I need everybody to imagine it. So like we are literally on the runway, trying to figure out sound, trying to figure out where we're standing, where we're performing, trying to communicate with the venue organizers, trying to communicate with the DJ, trying to get everything together, and it's just not working. The audience is already there. They see all of this happening. They see it unfolding right before their eyes. We even got to like kind of chat with the audience a little bit, because while they were figuring stuff out, and we're like, we're just, we're rolling with it. We're just trying to, we're making it happen. We did not make it happen. But, we first of all, I want to use this experience to like really thank Carter for, looking out for us in that situation, because he really did, advocate for us, because it was a bad environment for us to be performing. It just, wasn't conducive to our growth as
You
an
got
artist.
PTSD.
I told you the trauma behind that. She was like,
Yeah.
Stand off into the distance.
it should sound like when you fall in the curtain in the shower.
Yeah.
Worse.
Oh,
So they see all of this happening. They know things are crashing and burning. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, we were just like, all right, let's go home. You know what I'm saying?
It's time to go.
It's time to go. So they see us going towards the curtain. They see us walking down, the runway, we're doing our little walk of shame, because it's time for us to go home, because we didn't perform, because they wouldn't make it work for us.
Hey, we left with our heads held high.
You did.
Her head was high.
The curtain was
Her head
down.
was high, but she was like, the
Your
damn
head was
curtain.
high.
My head was hung in shame.
The
She said
damn
you
curtain
did.
Of all things.
yo, you look so scarred.
My head was
damn
definitely hung in
curtain.
shame. But I'm glad that was your experience. You know what I'm saying? But we go behind the curtain, and I'm just trying to get our stuff. I'm trying to get everybody's stuff all at once. See, that was my mistake.
She was trying to help us.
I'm trying to get
You're
everything.
trying to get it all together. We gotta go.
And I really feel like I'm so happy that I can go on the record and like defend myself, because I didn't do it on purpose. I swear to God. But like, I was over there. I'm trying to get everybody's stuff. I'm trying to get us out of there. Like, I'm trying to like not make a bad situation worse. And I ended up doing that anyway. But like, I get all of our stuff, and I'm ready to go, and I trip. I'm accident prone. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I do. It was just the wrong time for that to come out. You know what I'm saying? But like, I tripped over like the rod. Like, you see how you got the tripod, right? Like it was like the curtain on the frame. I tripped over the tripod with the frame that the frame was on.
Oh, the backdrop.
You know what I'm
Fell on
saying?
you,
That can't be your
It
fault.
didn't fall on me.
but it just dropped.
It just fell.
It just
fell.
fell. And the whole audience is literally watching this.
Oh.
And then like that's the
shit.
backstage. So like all you see is the models.
All the
getting dressed, and
models
all
are
these-
back there.
Yeah, like she kind of like
They're like in the middle of like.
she kind of like unveiled the whole show before they saw it.
She
and it was
just
like,
standing
yeah.
with the back.
Bucket
like,
naked. Niggas out there ass out because you dropped the curtain.
Listen,
She said, "Yeah, enjoy your show."
This sound like a
Give me
living
one,
single
okay?
episode.
now I really feel like it was so unfortunate that it happened that way, because not only were we like, disagreeing with the organizers and the sound people, but it was also that we were feeling kind of like clashing with the models because they needed the space that we were trying to use to sound check at the same time. And so it just was like everybody's trying to move around each other. So I don't want them to feel like that I did that on purpose either. Like that was okay. So the whole thing fell. All the models are sitting backstage. Everybody sees it happening. And I just like, it was like a moment of like literally 5 seconds where I just stared at the curtain on the floor and I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
So immediately, I hear like the other girls go, let's just go.
Yeah. I had to turn around when she dropped the curtain. I could see it in slow motion. Like me and Carter were standing on the side where the audience was. We seen her drop it. We said, she's not with us. She's not with us, y'all. He said we going the other way. We going the other way. It was like,
that's it.
Oh my God.
The
I will say
curtains
the
drop,
blue
you
room
just
though,
heard
like what you were saying, Naj, about like the blue room was an experience for a lot of reasons. Like obviously with all that, I was about to pass out. It was so hot, but it was also such a rush that I think all of that made me like, I was like, I'm about to pass out in 2 seconds. But because it was like, because there was like the stage, right? Like everyone was kind of
was no stage.
That's why
it was just like a little.
No, that's why
area.
someone like kind of came up to her because they were so close to us. Like they were kind of like circling us, and we were there, so
like
we were really literally on them.
Y'all gonna be talking about
Which
this
is why,
forever.
but that's why also like the interaction and them hyping us up, like and dancing with us, made it so fun, and I feel like that was just so rewarding. Like even like. Just knowing that people like it, like, even Carter's niece, like, shout out to her. Like, when she FaceTimed us and was like, I love Sneaky, and, like, I've listened to it all day. Nice. That was so, like, heartwarming.
That's hard.
Shout out to Naja's grandma, too, because she was in the spot. Listen, she was in the spot with
us.
In
the blue room.
Yo, let me say, Naja's
grandma.
whole family comes, like, so deep for her, and I love that. And they not only come for her, they also come for us. Like, her grandma was in the club.
Pull up in the club.
She was in the club, like, she's my granddaughter, but I'm here for y'all. I enjoy what y'all do as a group. And mind you, like, from the young to the old, like, that's really what we're trying to encompass, being able to make both ends meet.
And even though, like, they had probably some not great experiences, but they turned every experience into a positive. So, and that's what I do love about them as well, because every show isn't going to be, you just don't know what to prepare for.
Exactly.
You know? I always tell them to prepare for the worst, but that was the first show that I can say that they had a whole routine down, so it made it that much special. And then, like, after it was done, people coming up to them, you would have thought they were already superstars already. And that's what we want, for people to want to get to know them because of what they do and how they carry themselves. So
that's hard.
Right.
Perfect. That,
I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, was first, best, and worst.
Yes.
On Zappin' Radio. When we come back, some old four is going to kick the door down because your ass is being sneaky and all types of shit. Now, some old four going to kill it when we come back. All right.
Yes,
this is Zappin' Radio. I go by the name of DJ Solar.
It's your boy DJ Rigor Mortis.
And the guy in the chair.
Cool. Yeah.
We be right back, all right?
Hey, y'all, it's Mahita.
Sydney here.
I'm Naja, and we are
Summer 04.
And this is
Tap In Radio. And this is our cover of Feature Me.
Not what I usually do, but I've been peeping you. I'm trying to play it cool, but it's too much. He got me breaking the rules. Ain't no stepping to. He's my forbidden fruit. Yeah.
He's got me acting like I'm some kind of animal. The way he looks at me, I don't feel like a girl no more. What you want from me? Arch my back like it's supposed to be. I do it properly. Ooh, oh.
Set the scene and feature me. Touch on me, get on your knees. I'll take the lead. I got the energy. Oh, and I'm meant to be. So promise me when I'm done, you up and leave. 'Cause boy, I need to take the lead. So match my energy.
I'll take the lead. Boy, it's the perfect time. your time. Undress me tonight.
He's got me acting like I'm some kind of animal. The way he looks at me, I don't feel like a girl no more. What you want from me? Arch my back like it's supposed to be. I do it properly. Ooh,
Set the scene and feature me. Touch on me, get on your knees. I'll take the lead.
Baby, I got it, got it.
I got the energy.
Baby, I got it, got it.
When I'm meant to be, so promise me. When I'm done, you up and leave. 'Cause boy, I need to take the lead.
Baby, I got it, got it.
So match my energy.
Baby, I got it, got it. Oh, you receiving the signs, speaking on my mind. I just want you to come through. I've already said the mood. I'll tell you what to do to me.
receiving the signs, speaking on my mind. I just want you to come through. Already set the mood. I'll tell you what to do to me.
Set the scene and feature me. Touch on me, get on your knees. I'll take the lead. I got the energy.
When I'm meant to be, so promise me.
When I'm done, you up and leave. 'Cause boy, I need to take the lead.
Promise me, baby. So that's my energy.
Baby, I got it, got it. Oh,
Got it.
oh, I'll take the lead.
Hey y'all, check out our new single called Sneaky, now available on all streaming platforms. Let's go. Ooh, you got it, girl, but you're sneaky. FaceTiming in the whip just to see me. Ooh, you know I need you low if we gon' creep. I never thought it'd be this hard, but never easy. Ooh, you got it, girl, but you're sneaky. FaceTiming in the whip just to see me. Ooh, boo, you know I need you low if we gon' creep. I never thought it'd be this hard, but never easy.
You should've said something when I wasn't nothing yet. I should've called you out when I saw you in my DM.
I entertain you, thinking that I can tame you. Now I think I can take you. And I don't get the same you that she gets. She can't do anything that I can't do. No.
Ooh, you got it, girl, but you're sneaky. FaceTiming in the whip just to see me. Ooh, boy, you know I need you low if we gon' creep. Never thought it'd be this hard, but never easy. Ooh, you got it, girl, but you're sneaky. FaceTiming in the whip just to see me. Ooh, boy, you know I need you low if we gon' creep. I never thought it'd be this hard, but never easy. Yeah.
Step up to her till my calls always. Make effort to pull up, don't make me wait. Yeah, it's given that I'm slipping.
Shoulda had you clipped
She
when
pull up on your birthday, I'm tripping. But I entertain you, thinking that I can tame you. Now I think I can take you. And I don't get the same you that she gets. She can't do anything that I can't do. No.
got a girl, but you're sneaky.
Ooh, got a girl.
FaceTiming in the whip just to see me. Boy, you know I need you low if we gon' creep. I never thought it'd be this hard, but never easy. Ooh, you got a girl, but you're sneaky. FaceTiming in the whip just to see me. Ooh, boy, you know I need you low if we gon' creep. I never thought it'd be this hard, but never easy. Yeah.
You folks can find us on all social media platforms at The Real Summer 04. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Thank you.
Once again, I go by the name of DJ Solar.
This is your boy DJ Rick and Mortis.
As always, the guy in the chair over there, Cooper Stein. And this is Summer 04. They just shut it down. And this is Tapping Radio. We're going to see y'all later. Peace.
Thank you so much for having us.
Tapping Radio.